Did y'all know that they're going to try to make a new Harry Potter? And like, the impression that I'm getting is that they're just going to do Harry Potter all over again from when they were kids. I don't know. I don't care about your HBO Harry Potter TV series. Mostly my opinion on this is okay, we're enriching JK Rowling more. We're renewing her copyright. That's the thing. You got to remember this. Disney has been doing this. Disney, like, they make a new Lion King movie, and it's not because they actually have anything meaningful to say. It's because the copyright is about to expire, and they need to re-up it so that they can maintain, so that their stuff does not become royalty free or enter the public domain. So that's kind of how I see this. Whenever they're like, we're gonna make a new Harry Potter thing, I'm just like, yeah, you're just renewing the copyright on this. But anyway, and like HBO sometimes does cool stuff. I don't know. Like in terms of redoing stuff that was bad before, or like, obviously The Last of Us, I'm writing a video essay about it. So like, yeah, they can improve on things, but I'm just not, I don't care. I'm not excited about this. But there's a PinkNews article that I want to talk about. And we didn't cover this news because I didn't consider it noteworthy, but the head of PinkNews recently said that they were going to step back from covering trans-related news because, oh, it has nothing to do with what our mission statement is. Like, oh, these transgenders are hijacking the LGBT or like the queer movement. And I guess secretly it was actually because they're just trying to appease their advertisers. But anyway, this is a very recent article that's titled Trans Actors We Want to See Cast in HBO's Harry Potter TV series and Who They Should Play. So these are some trans stars who could be cast in a Harry Potter TV reboot. Yasmin Finney to Tyler DiChiara. Okay, this says, let's be honest, the new Harry Potter TV series sounded doomed to us from the moment it was announced. Do you think? Do you think maybe? Not that the copyright was about to expire. Copyright is life of the author plus 70 years right now. Yeah, okay, so it's either renewing the copyright or it's just another soul-sucking way to make money by like squeezing an intellectual property dry like an orange. And like, yeah, I'm just like, okay, JK Rowling is just going to keep making more money. Cool. That's what it sounds like to me. The middle dude looks like Chad old school Harry. Yeah. How many trans people want this too? I don't even know. So for starters, when production begins next year, it will be doing so in the shadow of its creator, she who shall not be named, and her online comments about the trans community. Secondly, it will arrive in a world that appears to be increasingly intolerant of adult Potter fans. When a large group of self-styled Potterheads showed up at King's Cross Station for the annual Back to Hogwarts Day announcement earlier this month, despite it already being announced that it wouldn't be going ahead, they were left devastated. But while they moaned, the internet cackled. I actually do think that's hilarious, and it's true that, I mean, there is a stigma around being a Disney adult. Like, for sure, it is not cute in this day and age to be a Disney adult. It's like, I understand it's like comforting and familiar and everything, but it does make you look like a little baby who is not in therapy. Like, personal opinion. And it's even worse with Harry Potter because, with Disney, there isn't even like a clear thing you can point to, like they're explicitly transphobic or whatever, like it's not like Disney ties back to one person who is a terrible person. We're just looking at this thing as like, and like, yeah, Disney is called Disney. It's named after a guy. He's dead. But you can't look at Harry Potter and not think of JK Rowling. Like, they're entwined. They're like together, So I kind of think that it's impossible to be into Harry Potter without it also being like, okay, so do you live under a rock or are you choosing to ignore the fact that the creator, who is still heavily involved in the world, she maybe not so much anymore because she has gone fully down the transphobia train, but she is like still creating canon for this show, for this series, like for the whole universe. She's the whole, well, they didn't used to need bathrooms because they would just piss themselves and then use a spell to clean it up or whatever. Hi, we would like you to hit like and subscribe and check out the links in the description so that you can donate to the GoFundMe or the Patreon, and check out the links for merchandise. Check out this cute hoodie I'm wearing. OMG. Do it for the kitty. He's such a good boy. So yeah, it's like either you don't know about her remarks or you do know about her remarks and you're choosing to enrich her anyway. And it's an issue for people to enrich her because you know that she is spending money on lobbying against trans rights in her country. There's no way that she isn't donating to political candidates who are anti-trans. There's no way. There's no way. So yes, I do think that there's like a justifiably not very much tolerance of adult Harry Potter fans, but and it also again has that same feeling as Disney adults where it's like, yeah, I get that this is something you grew up with and it was comforting and it's familiar and everything, but it just makes you seem like an adult who is not in therapy. It just makes you seem like it makes you seem like you are still mentally in the place that you were when you were 14. That's just how it comes to me. But anyway, one social media user posted, I feel like society has got too focused on criticizing Disney adults when Harry Potter adults exist. I just think going to Disney World is significantly less cringeworthy than crowding into King's Cross for an announcement about a train that doesn't exist. I mean, that's true too. King's Cross station is just a normal train station. So you have to consider that that's part of it too. It's not like they went to Universal Studios Harry Potter World. Is that right? It's Universal Studios. They went to just a random place where people have to go to get to work to wait for an announcement. Yeah, I agree. As an adult, if you were still making the choice to support Harry Potter, you're saying you value your comfort fiction over the real lives of trans folk. Yeah. Like if you already own the books, whatever, it is Universal. Okay. If you already own the books, it's whatever. If you already own whatever, if you already have the tattoo, it's whatever. But I do think you should be ashamed, and you shouldn't be giving her more of your money. Apparently JKR is supposed to be an executive producer on this show. Ooh, yeah, we're not going to get any trans actors on this thing. I mean, she doesn't have any control over casting directly. There is a casting director. That's a job on a TV show, casting director. And I don't know that an executive producer has full veto power. Anyway, even a star of films has called on fans to be over it by now. Earlier this year, Miriam Margolyes, who played Professor Sprout, that's this lady right here, said she expressed feeling worried about those who are still invested. It was 25 years ago and it's for children. She said, amen. Amen. I forgot the name immediately. Miriam. Also, I think Miriam is a lesbian, so that's pretty cool. It's only been about 12 years since the final film hit cinemas, and with the Cursed Child stage show, the Warner Brothers studio tour, the Hogwarts Legacy and Quidditch Champions games, and reruns on ITV seemingly every 2 to 3 days, there's hardly a dearth of Harry Potter content. And yet HBO and Warner Bros. Discovery are beavering away on the TV series. They've just put out a casting call with a note saying they are, quote, committed to inclusive, diverse casting. Please make Hermione black. That would be so fun. I know that she said that she supports the interpretation of Hermione being black, but I feel like the kind of person who's as transphobic as she is also racist. That would be funny to me. Not that a black actor got a job, but that JK Rowling would be malding. They want to see auditions from actors regardless of gender identity and sexual orientation. The thing is, whoever is cast will have the Rowling question lingering over their careers for a long time. It's doubtful that any fairly established or knowing actor will want the lead roles of Harry, Hermione, or Ron, while you'd have to feel compassion for any up-and-coming thespian who naively put their name forward. Yeah, so, okay, and then this goes on and it kind of is like, here are some trans actors who could be cast in this. I don't know that I care as much about this. I'm like, okay, yeah. Wait, how old are these people supposed to be? Are they doing this as children or are they doing this as adults? Because the first casting is like, this is a full adult person. I guess maybe we don't know. I'm guessing that this is an adult series. Like, what are they? The Cursed Child had a black Hermione and it was a stage play. Cool. That's fun. Will they risk her Twitter meltdown if they cast trans people? I mean, I think technically rage marketing, that is rage marketing, right? I definitely think that's a type of rage marketing. But who's asking for this? Who wants? I think it's just HBO and Warner Brothers who think that they can make money. They think that they're going to get more Max subscriptions. Excuse me. I have a Max subscription right now to watch House of the Dragon and The Last of Us, and there's probably other stuff on there that I should get around to watching. But I will at least temporarily delete my Max subscription if this show comes out. I'm like, I don't give a and like, why? How many people do give a how many people who played the video game that there was so much kerfuffle about, how many people actually cared about that game versus how many people were just like, LOL, this is going to make people mad, or because there's so much controversy about this, if I stream it, it's going to be good for my show. I don't know. Anyway, it's really dumb and annoying. Who's asking for this? I agree that it would be funny if you cast all trans actors, but also, why? Black Hermione feels a lot like gay Dumbledore in that no reading of the book gives you that impression, and it's a thing she said later for reasons. As far as I know, gay Dumbledore got explored later, but I remember her announcing that about him and being like, why didn't you write this into the story then? Yeah, it's called a retcon. And yeah, I think when people were suggesting that Hermione might be black, she was like, well, I did write that she had big kinky hair and I didn't describe her skin color, so maybe I meant for her to be black all along. Aren't the only people who pay for HBO John Oliver fans? I kind of forget that John Oliver is a thing that I could watch on HBO. I'm so used to watching it on YouTube. Oh yeah, look at the percentage of players who have the Steam achievement for finishing the Harry Potter game for the best game ever and a dream come true. It's a very small minority. Yes, people apparently didn't actually finish playing that game, which is fun. So, but yeah, it's inevitable. I don't even know, is there any amount of disinterest? Do you think she paid somebody to reread all of the books and double check if her skin color was ever directly mentioned? Yeah, it is interesting too how skin color is typically just not mentioned for white characters and then it is described for non-white characters. But anyway, I would be curious if there's any amount. I think backlash to this is going to just cause them to put more money into it, like because of the outrage marketing aspect of it all. And even if people are completely ambivalent, if the production people at HBO, listen, I know that this is a little bit of a jump in topic, but the production people, like not the production people, the executives at HBO decided to just cut 2 episodes out of season 2 of House of the Dragon. Why? Don't know. They make dumbass decisions that the showrunners don't agree with, that don't end up working for the intellectual property. So, of course, if the executives at HBO decide that they are going to make a lot of money on a Harry Potter reboot, they're going to do it regardless of what any writers think, of what any fans think. Like, if you watched House of the Dragon season 2 and you felt like at the end of episode 8 of season 2, you were like, wow, I can't wait to see what happens next week. And then, oh, that was the end of the show, ? The end of the season, ? Yeah, that's because some executives decided that they were just going to cut the climax out of season 2 and just cut it into season 3, apparently. So, yeah. Studio executives don't make good decisions, it turns out, a lot of the time. Oh, apparently it is specifically stated in Prisoner of Azkaban that Hermione's white face was sticking out from behind the tree. Okay, cool. Fun. What's crazy is that I know exactly what scene that is, too. God, brainworms. There's also a question here because the Fantastic Beasts movies fell off a financial cliff. I'm sure that they will blame that on Johnny Depp. You know, like I think that they would attribute that to the controversy surrounding him as opposed to like a rapid disinterest in the Harry Potter franchise. Yeah, if they were artists, they probably wouldn't be executives. That's true. So again, I'm probably not going to give this much more airtime even as we get closer to it, unless they do cast trans actors, which would be hilarious, you know? But I think otherwise it's just like, let's acknowledge that this is cringe and then move on. Thank you to the patrons, especially Bo E, Hapax Legomenon Patient Advocate, Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvag, Sarah A., Jack, Amanda B., Michelle Frateroli, Michelle Winter, Wellington Marcus, Danielle McDonald, Suzanne Maynard, DZXN, Jamie Jam, Nova, Sojo, Past Infinity, Elizabeth Bartell, Jericho, Athiet, Desi Quiche, Celeste, Mr. Atheist, Liam Hodgson, Kevin Young, and Ella V. Nobody.